Welcome to Cloud Security Essentials. In today's digital world, organizations rely heavily on cloud technologies to run applications, store data, and deliver services at scale. But with this flexibility comes new security challenges. Misconfigurations, stolen credentials, and poor visibility are now some of the biggest causes of cloud breaches. This course is designed to give you a clear, practical understanding of cloud security fundamentals without unnecessary complexity. You'll learn what cloud security really is, how responsibility is shared between cloud providers and customers, and how common cloud threats occur in real-world environments. Whether you are new to cloud computing, transitioning into security, or strengthening your existing knowledge, this course will help you build a strong foundation. By the end of this course, you will understand how to think like a cloud security professional, identifying risks, understanding responsibilities, and applying security best practices with confidence. Let's get started. Welcome to this Cloud for Future Cloud Security course. In this lesson, we'll answer a very important question. What is cloud security? Today, organizations run critical systems in the cloud, from banking apps and healthcare platforms to AI systems and online learning tools. But with these opportunities also come serious security risks. By the end of this course, you'll understand what cloud security really means, why it matters, and how it protects data, systems, and people. Before we talk about cloud security, we need to understand what the cloud actually is. The cloud simply means using computing resources like servers, storage, databases, and applications over the internet instead of owning physical hardware. These resources are hosted in data centers managed by cloud providers. While the cloud removes the need to manage physical servers, it does not remove the need for security. In fact, security becomes even more important because cloud systems are accessible from anywhere in the world. Cloud security is the practice of protecting cloud-based systems, data, applications, and infrastructure from threats. It includes technologies, policies, controls, and processes designed to keep cloud environments secure. Cloud security focuses on three main goals: confidentiality, keeping data private; integrity, preventing unauthorized changes; availability, ensuring systems stay online. Cloud security is not a single tool. It is a combination of identity controls, network protection, encryption, monitoring, and governance. Cloud security matters because cloud systems store sensitive information. This can include personal data, financial records, intellectual property, and confidential business systems. A single misconfiguration, such as a publicly exposed storage bucket, can lead to data breaches affecting millions of users. Cloud security also helps organizations meet legal, regulatory, and compliance requirements. Without proper security, companies risk financial loss, reputational damage, and legal penalties. Cloud environments face many security threats. Some of the most common include misconfigured resources such as public storage or open databases, weak identity and access controls like overprivileged accounts, credential theft often through phishing attacks, lack of monitoring allowing attacks to go unnoticed. Many cloud breaches do not happen because of advanced hacking techniques. They happen because of simple security mistakes. In the real world, cloud security is a shared effort. Cloud providers secure the underlying infrastructure, such as data centers and physical hardware. Customers are responsible for securing what they build in the cloud, including identities, applications, data, and configurations. This is known as the shared responsibility model, and misunderstanding it is one of the biggest causes of cloud security incidents.
Cloud security is not optional. It is a critical foundation for trust, reliability, and long-term success in the cloud.
To summarize, cloud security is about protecting data, systems, and users in cloud environments. It combines identity management, network security, encryption, monitoring, and governance. Understanding cloud security is the first step toward building safe, scalable, and trusted cloud solutions. In the next lesson, we'll dive deeper into shared responsibility in cloud security. Welcome back. In Module 1, we defined cloud security. Now, in Module 2, we need to strip away the buzzwords and understand what the cloud actually is from a security perspective. You often hear that there is no cloud, it's just someone else's computer. While that's technically true, it oversimplifies the massive scale and complexity we are dealing with. Today, we'll look at the physical reality of the cloud and why its very nature creates unique security challenges. When you save a file to the cloud, it doesn't float in the sky. It travels through miles of fiber optic cables to a physical data center. These are fortress-like facilities filled with thousands of powerful servers, storage arrays, and networking gear. Cloud providers like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud manage this physical layer. They secure the building, power, and cooling. Your data lives on these hard drives, but unlike a server in your own office, you can't walk up to it. You rely entirely on the provider to keep the physical doors locked. But the cloud is more than just remote hardware. The secret sauce is virtualization. Software allows providers to slice one physical server into multiple virtual machines. This means your sensitive banking application might be running on the exact same physical chip as a competitor's website or a gaming server. This sharing of resources is efficient, but it introduces a risk called multi-tenancy. If the separation between these virtual machines isn't perfect, there is a theoretical risk of data leaking between them. Another defining feature of the cloud is how we access it. In the old days, you had to ask IT to plug in a server. In the cloud, you access everything via APIs, application programming interfaces. You can spin up 1,000 servers with a single line of code. This speed is incredible for business, but terrifying for security. A single developer making a typo in a script can accidentally expose an entire database to the public internet in seconds. The speed of the cloud means mistakes happen faster and spread wider. Finally, remember accessibility. Traditional security relied on a perimeter, a firewall around your office building. If you weren't in the building, you couldn't access the data. The cloud destroys this perimeter. Resources are available over the public internet by default, so your team can work from anywhere. But this also means attackers can attack from anywhere. The walls of the castle are gone, and identity, your username and password, becomes the new perimeter. So, the cloud is physical hardware, virtualized for efficiency, accessed via code, and available everywhere. It is powerful, but it requires a completely different mindset to secure. We can't just lock the door anymore. In the next module, we will unpack the 3 pillars of security you need to protect this environment. The CIA triad. I'll see you there. Welcome to Module 3. Before we proceed, we encourage you to enroll in the Cloud for Future free beginner courses and begin your journey toward becoming a cloud professional. In the last lesson, we saw how the cloud's physical and virtual nature removes traditional perimeters. So, how do we secure something that is everywhere and nowhere at the same time? The answer lies in a core concept used by security professionals worldwide. It's not a specific tool or a firewall rule. It is a framework known as the CIA triad. Today, we're going to unpack exactly what cloud security is by breaking down these three critical pillars. The first pillar is confidentiality. This is what most people think of when they hear security. It simply means only authorized people, systems, or processes can access the data. In the cloud, we achieve this through encryption, scrambling the data so it's unreadable to outsiders, and identity access management. Think of your medical records. You want your doctor to see them, but not your insurance agent, and certainly not a hacker. Confidentiality ensures that privacy is mathematically enforced. The second pillar is integrity. This is often overlooked, but it is vital. Integrity ensures that your data has not been tampered with, altered, or corrupted. In a cloud environment where data moves constantly between services, how do you know the file you received is the exact same one that was sent? We use techniques like hashing and digital signatures. Imagine a bank transfer. If you send $100, you need to be certain it doesn't arrive as $1,000 or $10. Integrity guarantees the accuracy and trustworthiness of the data. The third pillar is availability. Security is useless if the system is down. Availability ensures that authorized users can access the system whenever they need to. In the cloud, this is threatened by things like DDoS attacks, distributed denial of service, or simple power outages. We protect availability through redundancy, having backups in different physical locations, and auto-scaling infrastructure that grows to handle traffic spikes. If a streaming service goes down during the Super Bowl, that is a security failure of availability. So, cloud security is not a single product you buy. You can't just install cloud security. It is the practice of applying technologies and policies to satisfy these three goals simultaneously. We call this defense in depth. It involves identity controls, network protection, encryption, and continuous monitoring. It is a complex puzzle where every piece must work together to maintain that confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now that we know what cloud security is, we need to understand the stakes. Why does this matter to a business? What happens when it goes wrong? In Module 4, we'll look at the real-world impact of security failures. I'll see you in the next lesson. Welcome to Module 4. We've covered what the cloud is and how we define security using the CIA triad. But a question remains. Why does this actually matter? Is it just box ticking for the IT department? The answer is no. Cloud security is a critical business survival skill. In this lesson, we're going to look at the real-world impact of security, from financial loss to the destruction of trust. First, consider what lives in the cloud. It's not just cat photos. It's your customers' credit card numbers, patient health records, and your company's secret intellectual property. A single public storage bucket, a common cloud mistake, can expose millions of these records to the open internet. The cost of a data breach is astronomical, often averaging millions of dollars per incident when you factor in fines, remediation, and lawsuits. Second, it's the law. Governments strictly regulate how digital data is handled. Frameworks like GDPR in Europe, HIPAA for healthcare in the US, and PCI DSS for payments all demand rigorous security controls. If your cloud environment isn't secure, you aren't just risking a hack, you are breaking the law. Regulators have the power to issue massive fines that can bankrupt smaller organizations. Cloud security is your shield against these legal penalties. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, there is trust. Trust takes years to build and seconds to break. If your customers know you leak their data, they will leave. In the digital economy, security is a competitive advantage. Customers choose partners they know they can trust. A strong cloud security posture tells the world that you respect their data and their business. It is a foundation for growth, not just a cost center. So we secure the cloud to protect our money, our legal standing, and our reputation. But what are we protecting it from? What are the actual attacks we face? In Module 5, we will explore the common cloud security threats, from phishing to misconfiguration. I'll see you there. Welcome to Module 5. We now know what cloud security is and why it matters. Now, we need to talk about the enemy. What are the actual threats targeting your cloud environment? You might imagine sophisticated state-sponsored hackers writing zero-day exploits. While that happens, the reality is often much simpler and more frustrating. Most cloud breaches aren't caused by advanced hacking. They are caused by simple mistakes. The number one threat to cloud security is misconfiguration. This is when a user accidentally sets a storage bucket to public instead of private, or leaves a database open to the entire internet without a password. It's like leaving your front door wide open. Attackers use automated bots that scan the internet 24/7 looking for these open doors. If you make a mistake, they will find it in minutes. The second major threat is identity attacks. Attackers target your credentials, your username and password. If they can steal an admin's login, they don't need to hack the system. They just log in. This happens through phishing emails, weak passwords, or reuse credentials from other breaches. Once they are in, they can steal data, delete backups, or deploy ransomware. This is why multi-factor authentication is non-negotiable. Beyond these, we face threats like lack of monitoring, flying blind without knowing who is in your system, and insider threats, where an unhappy employee misuses their access. The common theme across all these threats is that the technology didn't fail. The human management of it did. Security is as much about process as it is about software. So if the user is responsible for configuration and identity, what is the cloud provider responsible for? Where does your job end and theirs begin? In our final lesson, Module 6, we will explain the shared responsibility model to answer that exact question. See you there. Welcome to the final lesson, Module 6. We've defined the cloud, the CIA triad, the business impact, and the threats. But there is one final piece of the puzzle. Who fixes it when it breaks? Many people assume that because they pay Amazon, Microsoft, or Google, security is handled. This is a dangerous myth. Security in the cloud is a partnership known as the shared responsibility model. Think of it like renting an apartment. The landlord, the cloud provider, is responsible for the building. They fix the roof, secure the front gate, and ensure the electricity works. In cloud terms, this is security of the cloud. They protect the physical data centers, the servers, the networking cables, and the virtualization software. You don't have to worry about a thief breaking into the data center and stealing a hard drive. That's their job. But once you walk inside that apartment, you are responsible for what happens there. If you leave your door unlocked or invite a thief inside, the landlord can't stop them. This is security in the cloud. You are responsible for your data, your identity management, your operating system updates, and your firewall configurations. If you leave a database open to the public, that is on you, not the provider. This clear division is the shared responsibility model. Misunderstanding this line is the cause of nearly all cloud security failures. You must know exactly which security controls you own and which ones you inherit. You cannot outsource responsibility for your own data. Finally, remember that security is not a destination. It is a journey. The cloud changes every day. New features are added, employees join and leave, and attackers develop new techniques. Your security must be continuous. It requires constant monitoring, regular updates, and a culture of awareness. Congratulations on completing this cloud security course. You now understand the physical reality of the cloud, the CIA triad, the risks of misconfiguration, and your role in the shared responsibility model. You have the foundation to build safe, scalable, and trusted solutions. Thank you for watching, and stay secure.